So I want to play this very important uh, segment first, this piece of tape first. And I'm asking that you please watch the video and share it. Thank you. Torture is a crime.
Good morning. I was going to actually wait to do this video like day before New Year's, but my gut won't let me do that shit. 2017 leaving. 2018 coming in. If you motherfuckers that I deal with on a regular ain't tapped into y'all common sense and start acting like you a motherfucking live around this son of a bitch, I'ma cut your asses off. I'm cutting your asses off. I'm amazed at the way this whole fucking world act like y'all fucking retarded. Like literally. Customer service, any fucking where you go, we got some fucking dead brain motherfuckers. I'm starting to think that we running around here living in a world with the fucking living dead. 95% of you motherfuckers just don't fucking get it. Your asses don't catch on. You get a job, you can't make that motherfucker on time. You got motherfuckers out here assisting you, helping you in every way known to mankind. You don't know how to say thank you. You motherfuckers is users. Like, I'm just fed the fuck up. I can't take another minute of this bullshit. Oh, that's why 95% of the time I'm by myself. I don't deal with relationships. I can't stand that shit. I just can't. Motherfuckers start focusing on your shit and your shit only. Get your shit together. Stop worrying about somebody else. Quit dealing with these build-a-bear hoes, build-a-bear ass niggas. Quit dealing with build-a-bear ass friends. Like, I'm fed the fuck up. Like, literally. Literally, I can't take this shit no more. No fucking more. Come 2018, if you don't want to be checked, you don't want your kids whooped on, your kids taught shit, don't fucking come around me because I'm going to beat the fuck out them little bad motherfuckers. Start teaching them some shit. The reason why they bad as fuck is because you parents, sorry asses, ain't teaching these kids jack diddly. So it means that you're not teaching them, you bring them around me, I'm choking the shit out of one of these little bad motherfuckers and I put that on my mama.
And, you know, it's so sad that we have to go to that level. But want me tell you, out here in this society, want me tell you, it causes me each and every day to wonder what is going on. In other words, I have been out, man, trying to get the word across to people about these conditions. Not only about the death penalty and about wrongful convictions, but about our prisons. Our prisons are inhumane places, and that is the purpose and the importance of us as a people coming together and mobilizing. If we don't mobilize, how can we win? I'll say it again. If we do not mobilize, how can we win? We cannot win and we're not mobilizing. We cannot win and we're not building. We cannot win and no one is feeling the need nor the importance of understanding that, guess what? It is time out for games. And want me tell you, the games is so obvious. Here it is. You have had every race other than Caucasian race that has fought for the fairness and equal opportunity. And once we have gotten into these positions that we have fought so hard to get into, now the conditions have grew worse and worse and worse. Hey, how you doing, Loretta? Loretta Young. Loretta, how are you? Loretta. But now that we have fought for these equal opportunities, what we're finding out is that people don't understand how to keep it. People don't understand that, guess what? Inside of our prisons are inhumane, and they are inhumane for a reason. And they are inhumane because they're ran by the 1%. So the 1% is dictating to the employer to mistreat. So it's very important that we, the people, that we come together in unity. That's the whole purpose. Now, listen to me. Statesville Prison in the state of Illinois, for the past, I would say, 4 decades that I can recall, they have been dealing with inhumane conditions. I remember after a tremor, a small earthquake, the entire cell house split in half. Those conditions still remain today. So a lot of us is like, well, what can we do about this? Or this or that, or this or that. Well, let me tell you, we got to come together. And until we understand that we got to come together, we going to be going through some times that is going to be uncomfortable. I'll say it again. Until we, the people, come together, we're going to go through some times that we're not going to understand. There's a lot of people out here who want the conditions to remain the same. I keep preaching this same message. Do you know why they want them to remain the same? Because they're capitalizing off of these conditions. So here it is, when someone comes and they're telling you the conditions is inhumane. And people like, okay, but now when it hits home and it starts to affect, then people like, well, what can we, it's nothing that you can do until you affect the system. You have to come together. And when you come together, let me tell you, you can call the wardens until you drop dead. All they're doing is what the 1% is instructing them to do. That's all they're doing. And I hate to say it that way, but that is the whole purpose of unity. Without unity, how in the world can we win? We can't win without unity. I'll say it again. Without unity, we cannot win. And let me tell you, they already know it. So 9 out of 10 times, when people call the prisons or jails and they're complaining about the conditions, they already, they're going to tell you whatever they think it is needed to tell you to get you off of the phone. Because there's no pressure. See, these are, the heat is out in Statesville Prison. No heat. It's sub below zero outside. And I can just imagine, because let me tell you, when I was in prison, when the winter would come, it would be so cold. And when you blow, you could see the, what they call that, the steam leaving out of your mouth. See, you had to sleep with the covers over your head. See, like you was out in the homeless shelters or out in the streets sleeping. That's the way that you had to sleep. Some guys, literally, their behind stuck to the toilet stools. There's lawsuits behind this, in which state officials were able to classify as frivolous because society wouldn't come together. See, so when you don't come together and then you lose, that's what it's all about, losing. So a lot of people, they believe that these conditions should remain intact. And they're saying, well, guess what? Ain't nothing wrong with those conditions. When in reality, those are inhumane conditions for anyone to have to live up under. And I'm just keeping it real. Sometimes those prisons in the wintertime, if it's like, say, 15 below outside, it's at least 30 to 35 below inside of the prison, because when them bars get so cold, man, it makes everything even colder. I remember back in the day, we didn't need an ice box in the wintertime. All we had to do was take like milk and stuff like that that you wanted to keep in a cooler or a pop or something, just sit it on your bars. It was so cold inside of these prisons. And want me to tell you, guess what? There's brothers and sisters that is dealing with cancer. There's brothers and sisters that are dealing with all sorts of different medical issues, and they are in those conditions. They in those conditions. So a lot of people don't care until it starts to affect home. And then when it starts to affect home, then people are like, well, what can we do about it? Okay, who can I call? Man, want me to tell you, I'm just going to keep it real. Until those prison officials see that the people out here has built an army against them, and the stuff that, because let me tell you, it's at Statesville, it's about 69% African Americans, Latinos and Hispanics. That's the employees who work there. So when they come to work, they already have in their mind to dog your loved one. And I keep telling people this time in and time again, time in and time again, time in and time again. See, you got brothers who I talk to almost every day from Statesville prison. And what they go through is total hell. But guess what? Don't you see this cookie? We can't take this cookie and put it together. We can't take this cookie and put it together. So if we can't take this cookie and put it together, then we don't get anything. It's called nothing from nothing leaves nothing. And the conditions there inside of those prisons, as I'm explaining to you, the heating problem at Statesville has been that way at least 4 decades that I know of. At least 4 decades. And it ain't just in Statesville. Maybe down in Pontiac, they're dealing with, if they do have the heat on, it's cut up so high where your nose starts to bleed. And don't be in front of one of them heat blowers, or you're going to suffer day in and day out. Because that's how the prison system has structured. And it's either we're going to provide it or we're not. If they provide it, they provide it too much. It'd be like 120 degrees on the inside. See, if they don't provide it, then it's going to be like, 30, 35, 40 below zero on the inside. See, so the thing about it is, there's many brothers and sisters inside of our prisons, and they're innocent. So what many people have done out here is, man, they just kick back. Say, well, you know, they said that in his case that this and that and this and that, man, them people will work it out. Man, it's up to you to get up off your lazy ass, man, and then to make some noise. But we got to do it together. And I hate to say it that way, but that's really the reality of it. It takes us as a people to come together. And if we don't come together, what do we think we're going to get? Come on. Come on. Because the same mindset some of you people got out here, man, that's where your kids getting shot dead in the ass. That's exactly why. That's why, guess what? When they go and they face that, what they call that, the bad judge, or they go and face some old crank state's attorney, because you gotta come together. See, kids now today, they shoot you right there on Facebook Live and put it on Facebook Live. And the killing part of it, in most of these killings, the police can't even catch the suspect. They'd rather go and lock up the wrong person than to lock up the right person. And that is what we're dealing with right now today. Come on, somebody. The parental problems is starting out of these households. Let's keep that real. Say, let's keep it real. Because some of you see it, man, it was Christmas time and whatnot, and all the kids and whatnot, and they roaming around, and you probably didn't come out as bold as I'm speaking and whatnot and say, well, look like little Tony heading towards the slammer. Because you can see that in their attributes, even as babies, believe it or not. And you can see it. Some of them at very young ages trying to, trying to act like this particular star that they watching on TV with the guns and all of that type of stuff. When we were children, the person who we tried to imitate was some singer like Michael Jackson, and I'm not going to say that his character was cool, but the bottom line of it is, back then, his character was not known. Maybe the OJs, the Temptations, and things of that nature. Now they want to be murder. They want to be this. They want to be that. And everything has a negative effect. Why come together? So we can sit our children down and we can begin to educate them about really what's taking place behind those prison walls. Here it is, people right now. Oh man, you know what? Little Tony too young for that. Little Barbara too young for that. Then when they get caught up, then it's be like, man, I didn't think they would lock them up at 14. Yes. 14, 15, 16, that they locking them up. So the key of it is, until we understand that education, it has to spread. It has to spread. Here it is, the person that's giving you the direction, the person come and say, well, okay, my brothers and sisters, we need another cookie to go with this. People just shut their doors and whatnot and say, oh man, let him get that other cookie on his own, man. And then it's they people that's locked up. Now, what common sense does that make? Now, there gotta be some super good ass crack. And I'm just keeping it real. Some super good ass crack. Because here it is, the other person trying to do the best for your loved ones because that person knows. See, God don't bring someone into a position that's unprepared. Many of you heard that on Sunday all day long, jumped up, praise, shout, turn around 15 times, did 16 hallelujahs and glories. No, God sent you through the storm to know exactly what you got to deal with. So now that he prepared some people to know exactly what the situations is, guys out here be like, oh man, I think we got to watch these guys. Hold up. Man, y'all voted Donald Trump in office. You got Donald Trump in office. Y'all done gave Barack Obama a day now. So August 4th of each year, Barack Obama get a day. And when we tell you why I say it that way is because when we tell you these same conditions that I speak of, and especially inside of the prison, man, as a senator, he knew.
Low on Twitter.
He knew. He went into the Oval Office knowing the changes that needed to be made, but he didn't make. So a lot of people say, well, his hands was tied. No, it wasn't. He elected me as president. I'll show you how my hands tied. Man, I get to signing all type of stuff. Yeah, it may be bullets fly through the White House window after me, but I'll show you that it can be done. See, we got to stop settling for less. Here it is, we sit there and we watch the ignorant box all day long. Here it is, we watch people that we know ain't in our best interest. And we sit there, we giggle with them, we laugh with them, and we play with them and all type of stuff. And the things that is designed to educate us, man, we use it for misappropriate ways and reasons, and rather than us coming together, that's what it is, together. Because, man, let me tell you, I do not like how the prison officials is treating my brothers and treating my sisters, but let me tell you, I'm just one mouth. I'm just one mouth. Here it is, the little kids can come and say Toto, and here it is, it's 5,000 people following them. All they said was Toto. To the real hometowns. It's 5,000 people. But us as adults who supposed to have common sense, then we be like, oh. Now we wondering why the kids have sanctioned off and they got their own stuff. They got private pages and all type of stuff. They communicating right now. The thing about it is we can't understand them and they can't understand us. That's the problem. So they willing to go to jail so that they can sell their drugs on the street. Many of them, they willing to go to jail. They'll tell you right there, well, man, that's a chance I got to take, man. Shoot. They all on the public transportations in Chicago. They walk up and down there, man, yeah, I got that loud, man. Sure, hey, I got this, I got that. And you tell them, say, hey, man, ain't you kind of like, man, what if you sitting there and there's the police right there? Man, that's a chance I got to take, man. So I got to feed my family. See, so there's a lot that, here it is in California. Oh my gosh. I was doing a live on New Year's and it was a couple of people who I know out of California, and they was rejoicing about the marijuana laws in California and about it being legal. Well, when we tell you, it's only legal to a certain extent, because guess what? A job don't have to hire you if you test dirty. A landlord don't have to rent to you if you test dirty. So where is the discrimination? If you gonna make it legal where government making billions off of this stuff, people ain't caught on to this. All it takes is the people saying, well, listen here, roll up your little pants leg and tell them, we ain't gonna buy your stuff. Want me to, they'll fix that problem overnight. It'll be fixed overnight. And people don't even understand that. So when you don't understand the importance of unity, then the same conditions remain intact. Man, want me to tell you, Statesville Prison, Parsons out of, where is that, Mississippi, Angola in Louisiana, where's that, Folsom in California, and just all over, man, them prisons been inhumane. So the whole new system, man, is not denying African Americans jobs anymore, because they get them fresh out of the military now. Say, hey, little Bill, guess what? You need a job. They bring him on in and whatnot, and when he come, he willing to do whatever those people tell him to do. If they say don't feed those guys for a week, he gonna do it. He gonna do it with a smile. You ain't gonna know nothing about it. He gonna come out here, try to screw every woman out here in society, and tell them, yeah, you know, yeah, I know your brother, man, yeah, I got him, man, he cuffed, man, he cool, and all along he's screwing you without grease, and he dogging your brother. I'm just telling you how it go. So a lot of people, oh no, that would never occur. I would never do. Come on, man. I have to communicate with correctional guards all the time. So half of them got 3, 4, a wife and 3, 4 girlfriends. So the thing about it is, how can you change something when you don't know? You find out a whole year later because you don't communicate with your brother. So you be like, well, I can't afford this little $15 phone call, man. They say it'll get me 2 calls, but Hey, Tony, you going to the store? Man, put that right there, man, and bring back 3 bottles of 18. Okay, yeah, bring 3 bottles of that back. Take the $50 bill. So you willing to give away $50 so that you can get something to drink, but to look after your loved one, you not willing to